Imagine living in a country on the edge, where every day you wake up to the fear of violence, instability, and the ever-present threat of a coup. Picture yourself in Burkina Faso, a nation that has seen 2 coups in just 1 year, and after that, in 2023, faces yet another attempt to destabilize the fragile state. But what if I told you that this latest coup attempt has ties to an unexpected player? That's right, France. How does that make you feel? Angry, betrayed, curious? Let's take a journey through the tangled web of Burkina Faso's tumultuous political landscape. In 2022, Burkina Faso experienced 2 coups, both justified by their leaders as necessary to combat insecurity and misgovernance. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the man behind the second coup, promised to fight terrorism and restore constitutional order by June 2024. He set out ambitious goals, including reorganizing defense forces, recruiting 10,000 new army and navy officials, and hiring 90,000 volunteers for the defense of the homeland. Despite these efforts, security in the country has worsened. Deaths from militant Islamist violence have nearly tripled, and extremist activities are spreading around the capital, Ouagadougou. In a successful coup on the 24th of January 2022, mutinying soldiers arrested and deposed President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore following gunfire. The Patriotic Movement for Safeguard and Restoration, supported by the military, declared itself to be in power, led by Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba. On the 31st of January, the military junta restored the constitution and appointed Damiba interim president. In the aftermath of the coup, ECOWAS and the African Union suspended Burkina Faso's membership. On the 10th of February, the Constitutional Council declared Damiba president, and he was sworn in on the 16th of February. On the 1st of March 2022, the junta approved a charter allowing a military-led transition of 3 years, followed by the holding of elections. President Kabore, who had been detained since the military junta took power, was released on the 6th of April 2022. Despite these developments, the insurgency continued, with about 60% of the country under government control. The siege of Djibo began in February 2022 and continued as of June 2023. Between 100 and 165 people were killed in Setenga Department, Seno Province, on 12th to 13th of June, and around 16,000 people fled their homes. In June 2023, the government announced the creation of military zones, which civilians were required to vacate so that the country's armed and security forces could fight insurgents without any hindrances. On the 30th of September, Damiba was ousted in a military coup led by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, just 8 months after Damiba seized power. The rationale given by Traoré for the coup d'état was the purported inability of Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba to deal with an Islamist insurgency. Damiba resigned and left the country. On the 6th of October 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré was officially appointed as president. Apollinaire Joachim Kielem de Tambela was appointed interim prime minister on the 21st of October 2022. On the 13th of April 2023, authorities in Burkina Faso declared a mobilization to give the nation all means necessary to combat terrorism and create a legal framework for all the actions to be taken against the insurgents in recapturing 40% of the national territory from Islamist insurgents. On the 20th of April, the Rapid Intervention Brigade committed the Karma massacre, rounding up and executing civilians en masse, with between 60 and 156 civilians killed. France, the former colonial power, had maintained a significant military presence in Burkina Faso, supposedly to help tackle the Islamist insurgency. However, the relationship between Burkina Faso and France soured, especially under Traoré's leadership. French forces were ordered to leave the country, and in response, France suspended development and budgetary aid. The two nations even denounced a double taxation treaty, and Air France suspended all flights to and from Ouagadougou and Bamako. Why such drastic measures? What's really going on behind the scenes? In August 2023, the situation took a dramatic turn. Burkina Faso, along with Mali and Niger, formed the Alliance of Sahel States to combat terrorism and promote economic cooperation. This alliance was seen as a move to counter the growing pressure from ECOWAS and other regional institutions to comply with their transition deadlines. But just as Burkina Faso was trying to stand on its own, a coup attempt was foiled. The government announced that officers and others had planned to destabilize the country and plunge it into chaos. Arrests were made, and the military prosecutor revealed that 4 officers were detained. The alleged perpetrators had sinister intentions to attack the institutions of the republic. Here's where it gets even more intriguing. Traoré, in a statement, declared his determination to lead the transition to democracy despite the adversity and various maneuvers to stop their progress. He thanked pro-junta supporters for their vigilance, but rumors of a brewing mutiny had already led hundreds to the streets of Ouagadougou in support of the junta. The authorities even suspended the French-language news magazine Jeune Afrique, accusing it of publishing articles discrediting the armed forces. Why was France being targeted? Could it be that France had a hand in the coup attempt? Burkina Faso's decision to withdraw from ECOWAS further complicated matters. The withdrawal not only cast doubt on the election deadlines agreed upon with the regional body, but also raised questions about the junta's commitment to the entire transition process. The country is dealing with escalating security concerns, internal conflicts, and shifting diplomatic ties. With nearly 2 million internally displaced people and over 36,000 refugees, Burkina Faso needs about $877 million for essential aid, shelter, healthcare, and support. However, the funding gap remains and the humanitarian crisis worsens. Amidst all this chaos, Traoré's government has been taking steps to rebuild the state and improve governance. New legislation targeting clientelism and political patronage in the public service has been passed, and anti-corruption efforts have led to the arrest of high-profile figures. But progress has been slow, and doubts about the government's commitment to reforms persist. And what about the elections? Traoré has openly stated that his priority is addressing insecurity, not elections, causing political parties to worry about potential delays. The poor security situation could also be used as an excuse to postpone the elections indefinitely. France, a nation that has historically had a significant influence in West Africa, finds itself increasingly sidelined. The rise of Russian involvement in Burkina Faso is evident, with reports of Russian soldiers on missions, Russian aircraft landing in the country, and even a visit to the Kremlin by Traoré in July 2023. These ties were forged shortly after French operations in Burkina Faso ended. With France's diminishing role and the growing influence of other international players, it's no surprise that tensions are high. Imagine being a Burkinabe citizen, watching your country's struggle for stability, seeing foreign powers play their geopolitical games at your expense. How does it feel to be caught in the crossfire of international politics? Do you feel hopeful for a better future, or are you resigned to a perpetual state of turmoil? As we ponder these questions, it's crucial to remember the human aspect of this story. The nearly 2 million internally displaced people, the refugees, the ordinary citizens who just want peace and stability. They are the real victims of this geopolitical chess game. Their lives are directly impacted by the decisions made in the corridors of power, both within Burkina Faso and in foreign capitals. Let's consider the lessons from Burkina Faso's transition. Electoral and institutional reforms are vital for a stable political landscape. Civil society organizations have a key role in countering misinformation and promoting democracy, even though they face significant challenges in the current political environment. ECOWAS needs to review its protocols on democracy and good governance to address contemporary challenges effectively. The rise of coups and unconstitutional changes of government, along with recent withdrawals from ECOWAS, suggest that reforms are necessary. Burkina Faso's journey through coups, international influence, and the struggle for stability is a complex and evolving story. The allegations of France's involvement in the failed 2023 coup add another layer of intrigue to an already convoluted situation. As we follow the developments in this West African nation, it's essential to remember the human impact and the broader lessons that can be learned. By examining Burkina Faso's political landscape and the interplay of international influences, we can better understand the challenges facing this nation. The path to stability and democracy is fraught with difficulties, but with informed and engaged citizens and a commitment to transparent governance, there is hope for a brighter future. If you found this deep dive into Burkina Faso's political landscape insightful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts on France's alleged involvement in the coup and what you think the future holds for Burkina Faso. Stay tuned for more in-depth analyses and stories from around the world. Thank you for watching.